again, we're talking about designing a strong first impression above the fold. Today's agenda is going to be first defining what above the fold is, some best practices for above the fold design, crafting impactful content above the fold, the connection between SEO and user experience and why this is important, some practical tips for refining your current above the fold design, what to avoid in dealing with above the fold design, some tools and techniques for testing your above the fold design. And then we're going to show you some sample sites, which I think will really kind of give you some real impactful look and feel. Once we go through all this stuff and you kind of look at these sites, you're going to go, oh man, no wonder why they do it the way they do it. Okay. And then you can use these same ideas for your own websites. And then we'll talk about some key takeaways from the overall thing, and I'll give you some links as well to some additional resources where you can get more detailed information about this topic. Hey everyone, it's Steve. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe and tap that notification bell so you're the first to see my latest videos. Your likes really help the channel grow and reach more people. Now, let's jump back into the training. So let's first talk about above the fold define, right? What's the definition here? So the above the fold area of a website is the first thing users see when they land on your website, right? It's what they can see on the screen without doing anything. It sets the tone for the rest of a user's experience on your website and influences whether they're going to continue to engage with your site or if they're going to take off and bounce, okay, or bounce, as we might say. A well-designed above the fold section increases user engagement. It helps drives conversions, and it positively impacts search engine rankings. We'll get into why in a minute. I have a quote here from OptiMonk, which I really like. It said, you need to make sure there's engaging and valuable content above the fold of your website, whether that's an eye-catching photo or video, an interesting headline, or some combination of these. And we'll take a look at what those things are in just a moment. Now, the term actually originates from newspaper design, representing the most crucial content. I remember when I used to work in Manhattan, at every corner you have a little, a couple of different news boxes, whether it was the Post or the Times or whatever. And in it, you could see the front half or the top half of a newspaper, okay? And it really got you the ideas. Hey, you saw some basic information. They wanted you to kind of grab the content from the paper, pull it out of that little box, and then you opened it up. You unfolded it, and when you unfolded it, that's when you were able to actually read the information about that kind of major headline here. And so that's where it comes from. Above the fold is what you can visually see before having to unfold that paper, or in our case on the web, without having to scroll down. And it does help users decide if they want to take the action of scrolling down to see more of your content. In terms of actual newspapers, that above the fold design was a thing that would trigger you to go, I need to go get that paper. I need to find out what that headline is about and go find out what they're trying to talk about here. And it is about a first impression. And there's a super importance of first impression because visitors form an opinion within about half a second. I mean, it's like, boom, you get a site, you go, whether you want to do anything. So a strong first impression directly impacts engagement, conversions, and SEO performance. And this is a study that we saw from NN Group. I have the link here. They did some research about content and what people look at above the fold. And it says users spend about 57% of their page viewing time above the fold. So more than half of the time a user spends on your website, it's looking at what they can see on screen, whether that be a desktop, a mobile, or a tablet, what is visible to them on screen before they scroll down. And then 74% of the viewing time is spent on the first two screenfuls, and that's up to a desktop width of 2160 pixels. So again, people do not spend a whole lot of time scrolling all the way down, right? I mean, when you really start to add these numbers up, 80% of folks look at 3 screenfuls, right? So it's like you see a page, you scroll down, that's the next page, scroll down again, the next page. So there's not a whole lot of scrolling that goes on. And so it's really, really important that you catch a user's attention up front and you provide them with easy to understand information that can engage them and get them going moving forward.